In a strongly results-driven real estate sales environment, where newcomers must sell one property per month, and senior agents are expected to close one deal per week, what leadership approach do you typically adopt for employees at different experience levels?
Well, that's a great question. In this industry, targets are not just the goals, they are minimum expectation. Because of that, my leadership style has to be very deliberate. I follow an achievement-oriented leadership style, which means I set challenging but realistic goals, expect high performance, and constantly encourage improvement. But the experience level really changes how I approach things. For newcomers, the first few months are usually overwhelming. They are learning the sales process, the market, and how to build client relationships. So with them, I'm much more hands-on. I break goals into weekly milestones. I check in with them frequently, and I give clear guide on how to handle deals. This structured support helps them reach the one sale per month target without feeling lost. For senior agents, the situation is quite different. They already know how to perform, so what they need is not instruction but challenges. I give them more freedom to manage their pipeline, but I also set a higher expectation, like closing a deal every week. Sometimes I even raise the bar a little just to keep them motivated. So while the performance standard is high for everyone, the level of the autonomy and the guideline shift depend on their experience.
That's really clear. I like how you adjust between structure and autonomy. That really democratic that achievement-oriented leadership looks like in real practice. So my next question is that when the team experiences a period of low sales or rapidly fails to meet targets, how do you make decisions about what changes or intervention to implement? Do you follow a particular decision-making process?
Yes, definitely. When sales drop, we can't just rely on institution. We need a structured approach. My decision process follows the 5-step in decision-making model. For step 1 is to identify the problem. I first try to pinpoint what's actually causing the drop. Sometimes it's external, like the market slowing down, but other times it's internal, such as the low activity levels, poor follow-up, or lack of confidence among the team. For the step 2 is to generate and evaluate alternatives. Here I brainstorm possible interventions. This could include redispatching leaders more evenly, updating our market strategies, pairing new agents with experienced mentors, or introducing limited time promotion to foster the traffic. For the step 3 is to make the decision. I choose the most realistic option using a bounded relationship because we rarely have perfect information. For step 4 is to implement it quickly. Real estate moves fast, so I decide on a new lead strategy or a new champion. We roll it out immediately. For step 5 is to evaluate the results. Within a few days, I look at indicators like the inquiries, inspections, and conversations. If the strategy isn't working, we adjust again. This process helps me stay objective and avoiding making emotional or reactive decisions during stressful periods.
That has really insightful, especially how you evaluate the results shortly after the implementing changes. It shows balance between the structure and the adaptability, which is so important in sales management. Based on your experience managing a fast-paced sales team, what is the single most important piece of advice you could give the future leaders?
Well, if I had to choose one piece of advice, it will be adaptable. Even though my foundation is achievement-oriented leadership, not every situation or employee responds the same way. Some days, the team needs to be pushed, but other days, especially during a stressful period, they need support. Future leaders should avoid sticking to just one leadership style. The best leaders know when to challenge, when to support, and when to step back and let people take ownership. That balance is what creates a long-term success in a high-performance environment.
That's great advice. Fan-side balance is something I really want to develop myself. Thank you for sharing that. From this interview, the key lessons I gained is that leadership is truly situational. The manager uses achievement-oriented styles but adjusts his guidance and automatic based on whether employees are newcomers or senior agents, showing that effectively leadership depends on the adapting to the situation. I also learned the value of the structured decision-making process as the five-step model helps leaders stay objective in the fast-moving sales environment. Finally, I realized flexibility is essential for the modern managers. This interview changed how I view the leadership, and I hope to develop the same adaptability and structured thinking in the future.